Hi everybody, welcome to this tutorial video on hosting a game looking at the teacher side. So you're ready to host your first Blooket. You've created your game or you found a game in the Discover menu. So you're going to go ahead and you can see here on My Sets, I've got these options here, kind of the edit, I can get rid of it, some copy options, and then solo and host. I can also flip over here into my favorites menu and see those same things, minus the edit because I don't own these. Let's say, for example, I want to play the Name That Logo game. So the first option is the solo versus host. I can also open the game here if I'm in My Sets. I can go ahead and I can edit that, but I find the game that I want. The solo game is literally you playing the game by yourself. And so in solo mode, there are these 5 options right now, which actually I would recommend at the beginning here as a teacher testing those out. You can kind of get a feel for how the games are played. Not all of them are offered in solo mode, but you can actually then as a teacher play them. So you could play your own created game as a quote unquote student, or you could go through the game individually. The most popular way to play or to host is to actually host the game. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to host this game, the individual Name That Logo game. And that's going to ask you to select a game mode. So to be aware here, this crypto hack, I can click on this. I can see it gives me a brief description here about the game itself, sort of the skills required. And then it says obviously some players there. If it just says host game, this is a live game, meaning you're gonna host the game. When I click host game, it's going to ask me some different things, whether I want to be a time limit or a point limit. In this case, the cryptocurrency limit. If I flip over to crypto, like my total points and any other sort of instructions here that I want to do. Let's say I don't want to do that one. I'm going to come back. I go back to host again. There are different options here. Okay, again, here's a host game. It gives you a brief description. The best way to do this is to just test them out. These games are detailed enough where it's hard for me to describe each and every game here. This is something to take note of here on the tower defense. You see now it's got the host button, but it also has the homework button. And the homework button is the ability to assign that in a self-paced way. So this would be if I want to click on homework, I can actually assign this to a student or students so they can go in and complete it and play at their own time. In other words, you don't have to be hosting it and they're playing all together at once. So you can see right now, I can actually change the number of days that it's available. So you can do up to 2 weeks. And then I can also like bump the hours and I can bump the minutes and it shows when it's due. I can also change the title here. And then depending on what the game is that you're playing, the number of rounds that you're playing. When you're ready, then you can do the assign now. And then it's going to give you a join link. So I can copy that join link and I can paste that link into whatever system that you need. We're going to look at that in a second, but I'm going to go back and we're going to look at hosting it live as well. So let's say I go back to that same game and I also want to do the tower defense, but this time I want to play it live. I want to play it and host it while my kids are in my class. They're going to play together. So I'm going to hit host. Again, I can do the time limit or I can do like a damage amount. Again, that means like there's different points. I can choose my maps, different things. So let's say, for example, I'm going to do a time limit and we're going to play for 10 minutes. And I'm going to click host now. We do then get some directions, and this would be on your projector or on, let's say you have a TV or whatever it is in your room. We're projecting this up and students go to blooket.com and they can play and they can enter this game code. So very similar to like a Kahoot or something, and you'll see the players show up here. Another option, very, very handy. You could get this up and running ahead of time, have it ready in your room, and then I can go to the copy join link, okay, which copies the similar link to what I had before. Okay. And then actually as a student, if I come in here, okay, I can paste it, and you'll notice up here, it automatically has the code for me and takes me straight to the nickname page. So I don't have to enter that code. This is super handy if you're using Google Classroom or say Seesaw. I could create an assignment, and I could add my link, and I could paste that automatic join link into that assignment. So students, when they click on that link, it'll automatically take them to that game, and we can bypass the code entering. For older kids, the code entering obviously not that big of a deal. But if you do have younger kids and maybe you use Seesaw and you're creating an activity, one of the nice things to be able to do inside of Seesaw is that same thing, to be able to add that link, and then those kids can simply touch or open that link in their Seesaw activity, and it will take them directly to that game. Again, shows here that sort of nickname logo. So again, you can get that copy join link there, or they can enter the code. And then as they're entering the code and they join, those will populate in to this screen here. And then when you're ready as a teacher, once people start to join, I don't have it right now, but then I can join the game. So for example, if I go ahead and I join the game, you'll see here, I can select then my book, which is what they're called. And if I flip back over as the teacher, I see that I've got a student here, and now I have the ability to start the game. So that's hosting and playing the game. When I hit start, I've got my 10 minutes. Okay, and then as a teacher, I'm here. And then as a student, I can start playing the game on this end. And as the teacher, I can see sort of a live update here as well as a countdown, so I can be giving that to my students.